The research that we've done this time around has been focused around employees. We've found from that research that 1,400 people that we have talked to are really wanting to consume digital services more in their organisation. 67% of them, in fact. There's a real neglect that's occurring within organisations, and a sort of widening that's occurring with a gulf, basically, whereby organisations are needing to focus more around digital services themselves to enable their employees. So it's been interesting to see, but it just shows us what the gap is, basically.
There's a really interesting gap between the digital technology we have at home and the digital technology we have at work. And that's really interesting because today people go to work to be frustrated by the technology which is not as good as the technology they have at home. Companies really need to recognise that and then flip that back by allowing people to work in the office in the same way as they work at home.
You really need to empower your workforce to understand the tools and services that they're going to be using. And quite often, if it's a new technology or a new service, people might have some reticence in using it, particularly if there is a traditional way of doing something.
So from a business perspective, barriers to adoption of digital, one of the areas that we find most difficult is that we have a huge legacy estate, which means we're not greenfield, and we have to find the way that we can interact with our legacy and also be able to deliver services to our customers without layering additional cost on top.
60% of public sector employees think that digitisation is a problem. That must mean there's something wrong with what we're doing and how we're rolling that out within the public sector. So training has to go integrally with the service delivery.
In implementing your digital strategy and digital capabilities, you've got to ensure that you provide the best customer journeys so that you engage the customer and your services can be effective and provide the right outcome for the consumer, whether that is an employee of the company or whether that's your end customer.
You need to allow time to bed in the service, educate them on how to use it, and get your ambassadors on board, get people who know how to use the service to help them understand it. And then that way you will start to kind of turn that culture towards actually using that tool or service. And then hopefully that will embed it into the organisation and take it forward. So for me it really is about kind of that kind of skills gap that can present itself, particularly for those people who aren't technically savvy.